Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
Okay, we are at the Malmö Beer and Whisky Festival, and it is rather luxurious in its square footage and display. So we're going to have a lot of photos and interviews coming from the floor today. We're very excited about this.
We're going to try and get at least like 6 or 8 different short episodes, 6 or 8 short episodes with different stands over here. See if we can get some brewer interviews and such.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to do any kind of audio quality check before we post these. So it's just going to go record and then live to the site. So I hope you enjoy these interviews. And we'll just start with a quick short interview with Milos from Brew Bros Malmö.
Yes.
Apparently I have problems using the word B, especially in sequential order. So Milos, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going good.
All right. And you have, what, we're here, what? It's okay. We can hold it in general proximity of faces, and then it records. You don't have to be up under his nose to get it.
All right. Fine.
All right. So we are at the Bishop's Arms booth.
Yep.
And they are mixing whiskey pours with beers, and you have your own beer here on tap.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your beer. Tell us about who you are and what your beer is.
Yeah, I'm a home brewer and brewer at Malmö Brew Bros Malmö. So I brew beer. I've brewed in 10 years, and I like brewing different styles and exploding styles and brewing massive beers and brewing light beers and brewing non-alcoholic, brewing everything. I like brewing.
You've been brewing for 10 years, so we just started like 15 or something?
I know, I'm 37 now.
You're shitting me, oh my God. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
just fat, my skin is like young.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I wish I looked that good at 37. I was a bloated mess at 37. It's
and you're
not
worse
pretty.
now.
Yeah, I know. All right. And so for this event, you brewed a New England IPA.
Yes.
Correct? All right. So, and what attracted you to that style? Why did you want to brew that?
Well, I tried some of that style, and I really like that style because it's malty and hop forward and not so bitter. And I fell in love with it. So I think I have to do this style. So, and I do some research and wrote some books, and then I decided to make it.
All right.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you have your beers at Beer Ditch quite often. Is that correct, or am I?
No, not Beer Ditch. Beer Ditch. No, not Beer Ditch. But Bishop's Arms.
Bishop's Arms. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you're thinking of Brew Bastards.
Who?
You're thinking of Brew Bastards.
Okay.
Probably.
All right. So it's too many brew things. I get it all confused. I have the worst memory for faces and places and really just life in general. All right. So are there any beers you're looking forward to trying, or any breweries we should look out for in the festival itself?
Well, I didn't try so many. I tried Hyllie Bryggeri. It's good. They have good beers.
They were just awarded one of the best brewers in the world, best new brewers.
Best new brewer in Sweden.
Well, in the world. We can, it's part of the world.
But it is the best new brewer in Sweden.
Best new brewer in Sweden. All right. And what did you try from them that you liked?
I tried some Night Stout, I think it's called.
Oh, nice.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we will make our way over there and talk to them later.
Yeah, we should.
All right. What do you have upcoming at Bishop's or on plan?
We have done barley wine, and we have done. I don't know lots, but I have to check.
All right.
Was it a new version of the Babushka Maria?
Yeah, Babamushi, yes.
Babamushi, yeah.
All right.
This is fruit. It's really it's.
It's a Serbian fruit, right?
Well, it's not a Serbian fruit, but in Serbia it's a common fruit. So people eat it to get well, because it's got lots of vitamins in it and minerals and stuff. And they say it's a healthy fruit.
Okay,
so,
kind of like Slivenice is a healthy drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Baba Mushi is going to be a healthy barley wine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
So if the old people know about it, they're going to drink it.
Excellent.
Nice.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. And if you haven't tried the New England IPA you made is called. We didn't ask for the name of the beer.
The Miss
IPA, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so check it out. You probably won't hear this in time, but if you do, and you come here on Saturday, definitely check this out.
Yes.
It's really great. And we have this on tap later at Bishop's Arms, Gustav Torg.
Is it only for the
Malmö Öl and Whisky? Only for the festival.
It's made for the festival, but I don't know if it's going to last to Bishop's Arms. But
okay.
I think not. So,
all right. Yeah, it's really great. I really enjoyed it. So
thank you.
It's a great way to kick off the event.
And it's a perfect example of the New England style IPA as well. So it's a really great.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing lots of New England style IPAs at the event today. And something we should really note is what styles are we seeing over and over and over again, because that'll be interesting to talk about at the end in the wrap up when we're really sober at the end of the night to talk about such things.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Milos, thanks for your time. This is part one of our multi-part journey journey through the event. So look for more episodes soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfekt.
Tack. Du var lite ringlig idag så...
Okay, interview 2, and we are interviewing Stefan, not me, another Stefan.
Stefan Gustafsson.
Stefan Gustafsson from Mohawk Brewing, and so
tell us about
yourself. Yeah,
tell you about myself. All right. I think many listeners maybe heard about me. It's the Mohawk brand, and I've been contract brewing since 2008.
Okay.
And recently I've started local brewing in Gothenburg.
Yep. All right. And what beers do you have here today?
Yeah, I have mostly the restaurant assortment that we make on contract in Belgium, and a few of the vintage one-offs, and 2 local one small batch, just local Gothenburg brew, and 1 nano batch, which is just 1 keg ever.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that keg hasn't been on yet, right?
Yes, it's on now.
Oh, it's on now?
Yeah.
So we're going to try some of that. So.
All right.
Yeah. So what is like? Do you have a theme or a motto, or what is your style? What are you about? I guess is the question I'm looking for.
I'm not sure really. It's beer I like, and it's beer. For me, what I try to do when I make a beer is it should both be available to anyone. It should be balanced and nice flavors, but it should also be kind of aggressive and interesting and kind of pushing the limits of what's possible to do with beer.
Nice.
All right.
What's your favorite beer style?
I don't have favorite beer styles like that really. I love beer styles, period. I love a well-made beer of any style really.
Yeah. So beer is your favorite style, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm kind of in that same place.
Yeah, that's good.
And tell us a little bit about your plans for 2017.
Yeah, the plan right now is to expand the brewery in Gothenburg.
Yeah. So how big is the brewery now?
This is kind of hard to describe in that way because I've never really had my own brewery.
Yes.
I started brewing with Sigtuna in 2008, and then Slottskällan in 2010, and some with Dugges for a while. And then we brew in Belgium. In 2015 I started cooperating with the Vega brewery.
Okay.
And did that for a year. But I moved out in September last year, and I'm currently getting a new buildings fixed for me. It's next door to Spike Brewery.
Oh, nice.
So if you were to start doing your own like gypsy brewing, any advice on how to get that started or things to look out for?
Yeah, basically do a lot of homebrew or microbrew, and then you look around for who's going to sell your beer and who's going to brew it for you.
Yeah. All right.
And currently I would advise against asking the proof. Since when I asked back in 2011, it was like something like 10 months of waiting.
Yeah.
I guess
And-
Mikkeller
and,
basically buys their whole production.
Actually not. It's about 10% of his production only.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and for example, Troubadour is one of his largest contracts, but yeah, he does a lot of beer, mainly for Dutch and Belgian breweries.
Okay.
And Mikkeller is kind of,
So it's not
his
even that
biggest.
big.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest contractors. But
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, but yeah, it's, at the same time, from the beginning I was always focused on doing beers for Systembolaget.
Yeah.
So the kind of the structure in the company is set up like that. I love to do new brews. I make around 80 new brews every year, and send samples to Systembolaget when they ask for something. And then the brew for me is kind of an outlet for Wicked Wine, who is my distributor and the part owner of the company. So it's for their customers and restaurants mainly, and sometimes we do something for Systembolaget. But and then a couple of years ago, the Systembolaget changed the rules in a way, you could say, with this local assortment, TSLS. Which basically means that if you have a small brewery somewhere in Sweden, you're more or less guaranteed a distribution at Systembolaget. And it's been hugely successful in several cities in Sweden. So since I always were working out of Gothenburg, I wanted to get the brewery up and running in Gothenburg.
So that actually worked well for you, the change, or?
Not really, because I feel like I'm still associated with like contract brewing, so people don't really understand that I'm local Gothenburg.
Okay.
Which is kind of, I don't know, it's good in one way to be recognized, and it's also bad in another way that I'm not local in that sense that most other breweries are.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt like recognizing you, because there's a huge mohawk on your head, and well, your brand name is Mohawk. So.
You're gonna live in the namesake there.
Yeah. We'll see how many years I can do that. Then it's going to be no hawks.
Well, true. So you could just erase part of the M there.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to add? Have you had any favorites at the festival that you've tried?
Not really. I haven't been around a lot. Yes, one really nice beer available in the Hylja stand. It's something with apples and cinnamon.
Oh, nice.
Okay, great.
That sounds interesting.
It's a sour Brett ale cider mix, kind of. So
oh, nice.
Really interesting.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Great.
we're heading over there.
That's
in a
where we're
while.
heading to next.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, and appreciate
very much.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to another live episode at the Malmö Beer and Whisky Festival. We're here with someone who most people would probably know by now, who's in the brewing industry, but we're here with Jamil Zainashev of Heretic Brewing Company from California. Really great of you to be on the show. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
I started homebrewing in '99 and just made a crazy hobby of it, and then at some point quit my software job because I didn't want that anymore, and then decided to open a brewery. And so that's how I got here.
Nice. And you're also a part of the Brewing Network, right?
Yep. Been doing shows with the Brewing Network for at least 10 years now.
Yeah.
Which podcast?
I do Brew Strong is one of them, and then I also do the Jamel Show, which has gone through many iterations, including Can You Brew It, Brewing with Style, a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, enjoy doing them.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about the Heretic Brewing Company.
Heretic Brewing Company, we formed it in, we brewed our first beer May of 2011. And we started out sharing a building with a friend of mine. He wasn't able to get his brewery up and running, so I went in and finished off the build and got things up and running, and so I was able to use the equipment and brew our beer there and bring our fermenters in there and all that. So we've always brewed our beer from the start. Sometimes people think that means we contract brewed, which pisses me off to no end, because I wouldn't let anybody brew our beer ever but us. In fact, it's been me and Chris Kennedy, our head brewer, since day one, and we've worked on everything together since the very beginning, and that still hasn't changed. We've brewed every batch ourselves.
So you're here with Brewhouse 19 from Karlshamn, right?
Yes.
So how did you get in touch with these guys?
I think that they invited me to speak at their craft brewer conference last year. And maybe they contacted me the year before or something, I don't know. But for some reason, I know them through that. I did the craft brewer conference last year, and I did it again this year. And I think it's absolutely an excellent conference, an excellent value. I'm very impressed with the quality of how it's done, and I'd say I'm impressed with the quality of information, but since I'm providing some of the information, I don't want to sound too...
well, I'm sure it's great. So.
Yeah, I mean, and especially this year, the presenters, we really worked so well together and had such a great cover. Were you at the...
I couldn't get off work, so I came in quite late. I was only there from like 5 until the end, so I was there for the glass tasting, which was, I take it, one of the like lesser...
everyone was already done.
Yeah.
No, the conference was about yeast this year.
Yeah.
And boy, we really covered some great information, and I think it was useful for people that are starting out to people who have a lot of experience. I think there was some great info in there, and I was just really impressed that these guys, Dan Magnus and Magnus, pull this together, and they put a lot of effort into curating the content. I send them I do a lot of talks where they never ask to see my presentation, and I just go up and do whatever I do. Works out fine, but these guys, they want to see it and they want to comment on it, and they're like, it would be better if you did this or that. They look at it as somebody who's intently interested in the material being presented. They're not just putting it on, they're an attendee as well. And so they catch some of that stuff. It actually helps improve the presentations. So it's an impressive pair of guys that puts this on.
So we got your evil-free glass.
Thanks to these guys again. They actually bring our beer over. So we have beer at the conference, and we have beer here at their booth at the festival, and I can't thank them enough. They're just the sweetest guys that really they live the whole thing about brewers helping brewers. They believe that to their core, which I think is really cool too.
I mean, it's a great thing to see your beers coming over here as well, because you don't distribute here normally.
No, they bring the beer in, and that's what happens. And, that's not their job, and they don't have to share their booth with me, but they do. I think that's really cool.
It is one of the great thing about the industry is that,
this is way above and beyond. I don't think anywhere else anybody would be doing this for me, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So before we started recording, we were talking a tiny bit about getting into trends and we kind of nailed in a little bit on the hazy New England style IPAs.
Right.
So what's your take on that? On that booming trend right now?
Everyone thinks I hate, New England IPA, which couldn't be farther from the truth. Somebody went nuts on Twitter over my posting a beer that I hated. I would not reveal what brewery it was because I don't think that's necessary. But I was trying to point out that pouring me a 10-ounce glass of beer where 1 ounce of it is solid yeast, and they're charging $10 a glass is a ripoff. And why are they doing that? That sucks. Now, that doesn't mean I hate hazy beer. I don't really care if a beer is hazy or not. I mean, if a beer is supposed to be clear, fine. It's supposed to be clear, and it should be. If a beer is supposed to be hazy, fine, and then it should be hazy. And if it's clear, then that's a fault, or vice versa. I'm not here to define a style, but there are so many people that have seen this trend, and they are making some horrible beers, and because they're hazy, people are saying, oh, this tastes great, and they're thinking it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They're doing a disservice to the whole New England IPA thing, where there are some tremendous beers that have a intense haze to them, but they're also, very soft and delicious, almost along the lines how you get a Belgian wit beer that can have that pillowy softness, that delicious kind of mouthfeel, but it's an IPA that is not aggressively bitter. It is more on the hop flavor end of the spectrum, and it has that pillowy softness, and it has bitterness, but not biting, not harsh. It's not yeasty.
Yeah.
And what some of these pathetic breweries are doing is it's just slammed full of half-fermented wort, and it's there's just a ton of yeast that's settling out. And what the great breweries are doing, like Trillium and Treehouse, is they're making these beers where when you drink it, if you closed your eyes, you would not know it is hazy.
Yeah.
And I think people should just not judge a beer based on what it looks like and say, well, because it's hazy, it's no good, or because it's clear, it's no good. But they shouldn't also say, well, because it's hazy, it's good. And there's just people glomming onto this trend that has started, and it's people who just don't really know what they're doing, and you get these really super harsh, biting, chlorophyll bombs that it's bound up, and the tannins are bound up with the protein, and just very, very hard to drink, and it'll have some of them have a ton of yeast in them. You don't want to drink a bunch of yeast. Yeast is not what these great brewers are doing it with a protein tannin complex that gives it a haze, but they've also, water control, various things that give it this soft, delicious kind of character. And that's a great beer. There's just so many bad examples, and people are so gaga over them and lining up for them that I can't stand. I find that's terrible.
Yeah, it's basically the fact that haze right now equals something great. It's kind of what it's defined.
Right. Yeah, no, it's just like saying, well, a beer's clear, so it's great.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true. Right.
Exactly.
You can filter the living daylights out of a beer, strip everything out of it. It can still be. It can be sour. It can be half fermented.
Yep.
It's just I'm seeing more of this half fermented, not great beer that's being, trumped up under, this haze moniker. So I don't have a problem with the hazy beer. And I was just in Boston and had some delicious, New England IPA. Really enjoyed it. And planning on doing a show about it. Actually, we started talking about it. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think we just need to promote what a good example tastes like.
Yeah.
Where people aren't, so people will know what could be great about them.
And also they can identify a bad New England IPA from a good New England IPA.
Right. It's not just about the haze. The haze is just part of the process. It's part of the technique that is resulting in this beer they're making, and it happens to be hazy because of what they're doing. It's not, I'm going to make a hazy beer and therefore it's going to be great. That's not how they're approaching it.
So the evil free.
Yeah.
Where does the name come from? It's you, it's Tasty,
and Mitch Steele.
Mitch Steele, yeah.
Right. So we've been.
Is this a 1-year release, or is it something that you can
we only
continually?
We only do it once a year.
Yeah.
So
we're really lucky to be getting it here.
Oh yeah. We've been friends for quite a while, and so this is actually our 4th batch. One year we decided we should do a collaboration, and we opened the new brew house in Fairfield, and so we get together once a year around New Year's and brew this collab together. Mitch is always there, Tasty's always there. We actually do it and adjust the recipe and make all our tweaks. And so this is our 4th time, and the Evil 3 is just because there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And hoppy beers, we tend to call them evil. So
you have the evil cousin.
Right, evil cousin, evil twin.
Yeah.
And so with the Evil 3, I mean, we just decided what should we make, and it's like, well, 3 of us, triple IPA. I mean, it just made perfect sense. So we're like, all right, triple IPA. So originally it was actually supposed to be Evil Cubed, but you'd be shocked at the number of consumers that do not know what cubed means. Superscript 3, they're like, what is cubed? And so a lot of people will just say Evil 3, and so we just started calling it Evil 3 instead of Evil Cubed. I think the first release we called it Evil Cubed, and then we gave up. Like, all right, Evil 3. It's more like a movie poster thing. And so this is our 4th year. 11.5%, 100 IBUs, and I'm telling you, is that not the smoothest 11.5% 100 IBU beer you ever had?
I was just going to say that. You cannot tell that this is 11.5%. And I didn't even know the IBUs until when you said it just now, but it's very well hidden.
Right. Well, and like we're talking about New England IPA. It can be bitter without being harsh.
Exactly.
This is what we're doing in the Evil 3. It's very bitter. It's as much hop alpha acids as you can dissolve in beer is in there.
Yeah.
But it's a smooth bittering.
Exactly.
It's not harsh.
The harsh bitterness.
Right.
You're getting that smooth bitterness from it, and you cannot taste any booziness on it at all.
Yeah. So
really a great example of a triple IPA.
People, the most common phrase I hear is dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
very,
I can see
very
that.
dangerous.
Yeah, I can see that.
You pour a pint and you start drinking it. It tastes like IPA. You're like, yeah.
It's a pint that puts you on the floor.
Right.
That would be rough.
It is. We have a lot of fun with it, and this year we actually made some significant changes. This year we did Amarillo, Citra, and Simcoe are the hops this year.
Nice. It's a great combo.
Yeah, and our crop of Amarillo, Citra, and Simcoe this year are spectacular, and that's why we chose those 3. We used to use Australian summer hops, and we're just, trending it. Each year we just make tweaks to it. It's like when you get together with your friends, and you're like, oh, what should we eat, or what should we cook? You make little tweaks.
Same thing with the Evil Freak.
Yeah.
So will we see more Heretic Brewery beers on the shelves or in Scandinavia on tap from here on?
Well, if somebody brings them in and distributes them, sure. Right.
You said you have a tap takeover coming up in Copenhagen.
Right. So March 30th, Thursday, March 30th, 2017, at Tap House. They're doing 22 of our beers there.
Wow.
And I'll be there. It's we're gonna have some sours on. I think our British low ABV beer will be there. I think we got like Doppelbock. I think we got some lagers. I think we got a little bit of everything. So that's kind of cool. It's a bunch of beers that don't make it over here hardly ever. So you get a chance.
Nice. All right, that's only.
Hazelnut porter or shallow grave?
What? Will they have shallow grave? Oh.
Hazelnut porter or shallow grave?
Oh, I'm more a shallow grave guy. The chocolate hazelnut porter is great.
I think it's important one.
Yeah, but I trend more towards the shallow grave.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. Okay. No problem at all. No problem at all. Yeah, we know which one he prefers now. So if we want to get something else, we know what to get.
Oh God.
Thanks a lot.
Sure. Thank you.
Live episode from the Malmö Beer and Whisky Festival. We happened to run by the board that shows the top beers at the festival. So this board is based off of untapped check-ins at the location, and we saw that there's a sour cassis on over at Hyllie Brewery, but it's brewed by Brew Bastards. So naturally, we had to run over to the stand and try this beer out. So we've got both of the Brew Bastards guys with us. So please introduce yourselves. Jonas,
Martin.
And you've been brewing beer for how long now?
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
And you focus mainly on... Do you have an established brewery?
No. Only guest brewing.
Yeah. And you're doing most of your guest brews at Hyllie, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
And mainly sours.
Yeah. Because we've seen your stuff at a couple of different pubs in Malmö so far. And I think you had something at Brewskival as well, right?
Yeah, Brewskival, CVC.
Tell us a little bit about your drive in beer. Like, what do you want to get out of beer?
Just try new things all the time.
Yeah, like I want a crushable beer that's easy to drink, but still has a lot of flavor in it. And I don't want to have a sipper. I want to have a pint.
Yeah. So you want to drink a lot.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about the sour cassis then?
Yeah, sour cassis is. Well, I got bored for waiting for Vekriet to get their new batch out, so I decided to do myself a batch, and it turned out pretty good. And I think it's the beer that we brewed most times over and over again. And we took some prizes on a homebrew competition with it, and yeah.
So what other sour beers have you been making?
We've been doing some with raspberries, mixed fruit, exotic fruits. We've done fruit zest,
raspberry, and we did one with kombucha, mushroom.
Tell us a bit more about the kombucha one.
Yeah, we did regular beer, and we used the kombucha to get up a sour wort that we blended with other beers. So got a really crazy beer.
Yeah, because kombucha is not really alcohol-y beverage. It's kind of
it's kind of low. It's around 2%. Then the fungus dies off and cannot produce. Or Breckery made a stronger version, but I don't know how they do it. But our died.
So what do you find the best about the Malmö Malmö Beer and Whisky Festival?
There's a lot of local stuff here. It's a little bit smaller than last year's, but I think that's more positive because it's
doesn't
more
get that crowded.
No, it's not that crowded, and it's not. You can find stuff.
Yeah, it's a good place to try new things if you're not used to craft beer.
Yeah.
So.
Any other Swedish breweries you recommend, or anything you've tried you should try out?
Malmö Brewing has some really good beers here.
Okay.
With some new hopes, and really like them.
Nice. Well, Klackabacken. Yeah. Really good, I think. It's well, what more do I haven't been around that much here tonight.
You've just been serving beer.
Yeah, kind of. But Malmö Brewing Company, the latest beers that they put out is more interesting now. I think there's more playroom with hops than before.
Yeah,
so that's good.
So any plans for the future that you want to share?
No, not at the moment. We will see later this year if anything cool happens.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, exciting stuff. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
Sorry, question.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
You're good. You're good.
I'm good.
All right, guys, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. And enjoy the rest of the festival. We are interviewing our first, I think, brewer from a brewery that we originally reviewed one of their beers from.
That is probably
like in a previous episode, we reviewed one of their beers, and now we are back, and we have captured one of the brewers, and she is here with not a he for once.
Exactly.
A rare event that has happened.
Which we hope we will see more of in the future.
Exactly. And from Index Out of Bounds, and I'm so sorry. No,
that's a beer name.
Okay. Nerd Brewing. Not an Index Out of Bounds was the beer that we reviewed.
Yes,
the original version, not one of the variants that came out. And I'm sorry, I never got your name.
That's fine. I'm Karin. Nice to meet you.
All right, Karin. Yes, nice to meet you. And welcome to our humble podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That gets information correctly every time.
Yeah, most of the time. We are 100% correct 80% of the time.
Yep.
And so you guys have a booth here, and you have your Index Out of Bounds with like multiple variants here.
And you got a new stout on as well.
Yes, our new stout premieres today. It's called Extend. And it's an oatmeal oak-aged stout, very thick, very nice on the tongue, and we have it in the regular edition and coconut.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And if we got the boards correctly, the coconut is at the top position right now.
Yes, it's the first place last time I checked. I don't have a live feed to it, but yeah, it's the number one at this festival. And
so you got to be quite happy about that.
I'm very, very happy about that.
That's pretty amazing, because there's a lot of really great stuff out there, and I mean, you guys aren't like the big guys on the board there. I mean, it's really great that kind of an underdog champion coming up there, because
yeah, it's a lot of fun, but that's what we want to do. We want to do personable beers and our very own thing. And since we're so small and we have such a small volume, if something we do doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. It doesn't hurt as much as when you try to make 3,000 liters or so at once.
So how big are your batches?
Very small. Right now, we will ferment about 800 liters at most when we brew. So very small, and then we like to split that up into different tasting varieties and editions. So
that's where you get like the licorice edition, and you get the mulatto chili edition, and you get like the vanilla edition. Yeah,
we start out with the virgin, so-called, and we may do an oak aging or add vanilla or something to it, and then we make 5, 7, or 8 different varieties of that. Yeah. So that's what we brought here tonight.
Yeah. So we were very lucky because we actually have.
We'd be able to taste.
Yeah, we'd be able to taste the virgin version, the un-oak aged and just pure like essence of the beer, and it's amazing. Honestly, it is hands down a solid beer. But then you start doing the flavorings with the mulatto chili and the licorice, and it just gets better. So. you guys are just killing it right now. My only problem that I have is I have a hard time finding bottles of your stuff in the market.
Yeah, we're impossible. Since we're so small, we don't sell to Systembolaget. You can find us at pubs and restaurants around Malmö sometimes. But we have a great Danish partner where you can usually, I know they're sold out right now, but boxbeers.dk is a web shop and they deliver to Sweden and all over Europe.
You were featured on the McKellar web shop not too long ago as well, right?
Yeah, that was the Box Beers dudes that sold some of our stuff to McKellar Bottle Shop. So
I mean, that's got to be a great stamp of approval on your stuff.
Yes, it was indeed. We were so happy, but we didn't know until McKellar posted about it. How did he get our stuff?
And that's really awesome. I think I found a bottle at the McKellar shop like sometime last year. It was shortly after we did their episode. And I sent it to my friends in California because they were kind enough to send us a bunch of stuff to try. And I was really on the fence about giving them that bottle because I was like, oh, it's so hard to find and just so good. do I like them enough to give them this? But eventually I gave away.
Were your friends happy about it?
I don't know. They haven't tried it yet. They've been saving it. So hopefully they'll try it soon.
So this will be a two-parter then?
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up and see what they think.
Yeah, nice.
So what are your plans for 2017?
We want to keep doing this small scale that we both have full-time jobs, so we do this in between everything else. But that's the way we like it. If we had to make a living off of this, we wouldn't be able to be so free and make all these crazy combinations because you would have to have a bigger volume, a bigger audience, everything. So we kind of want to keep doing what we're doing, and we brew when we find the time and just put out something new and crazy.
And you're quite highly rated on Untappd as well, right?
Yeah, we're the second best in Sweden after the mighty Omnipollo.
that is really, really impressive. I mean, wow. Because compared to the distribution and what the stuff that Omnipollo is doing, I mean, yeah, it's a big difference between the two.
Yeah, we work differently. We sure do. But they kind of started off like we did, and then just grew. And that's fine. That's of course something you can do, but it's not in the stars for us. But Omnipollo is doing great, and that's very good for them. And they're kind of leading the way. I have to say, we use them as inspiration a lot.
Well, it's got to be, I mean, if someone like Omnipollo is doing these crazy, big, bold stouts, it's got to be easy for you guys to come in and go, yeah, that's good, but check out something even better. You know, and bring in some nice, big, bold stouts at the same time.
Yeah, that's being the runner-up. You can kind of be behind the big guys a bit. So it's not always true, but sometimes we look at what they do and we think maybe that's what we should be doing too. And then you can always follow up. Oh yeah, you know Omnipollo. Yeah, well, we have stouts too. People know it. They've paved the way for us. So they deserve the first one.
And so you do mostly imperial stouts, right? You're very heavily into the heavy stuff.
Oh yes, we are. We try our feet in other stuff. We have a Saison and a New England IPA here tonight. But yeah, stouts are where we're most at home. And
it's like the bread and butter of the business.
Yes.
So what made you want to get into like a New England IPA?
Oh, I think we noticed that it was a trending style right now, and some stuff that are coming out are really, really good. And it's not something we're unfamiliar with. We've made IPAs before. This was just a chance to do something similar, but with a more refinement. I mean, an IPA you can just throw hops at, and you'll have a good IPA. But here it took a bit more balance and a bit more finesse, so to speak. And I think something great came out of it.
So finesse in what kind of way?
Oh, yeah, but you can't have the hops have to harmonize a lot better in a New England IPA, and there can't be a hop kick to the taste buds. You have to sort of find a better balance between the malts and the hops and all of that. And I think we did. Yeah.
So, I'm sorry. So what is your brewing philosophy then? I mean, what do you when you look at a style or you go into doing something? What is your core, like, what are you trying to get across that says this is our take on this as opposed to something else?
That's a very good question, and I bet it's hard to conceptualize it all. We haven't exactly, but we want to do our own thing. We want to do something different from everyone, and since we're so small, it's like I said, it's low risk, so we can afford to do it. And if people doesn't like it, well, that's too bad. But it's not a great loss for us. So we sort of want to do something else, something new, and sometimes we just experiment. Would this taste great with lemongrass? And then we'll find out.
I think one of the things that set you apart from a lot of other breweries is that you share your recipes openly with anyone.
Yes, we are the open source brewery.
Yeah.
So all our recipes are available at our website, nerdbrewing.se. There, I got to plug that too. Very welcome to come check them out. And if you want to make a clone of it at home or so, then please feel free.
So what inspired you to make all your recipes openly available?
But we still have a love for the home brewing community, and I don't think that any commercial brewer would seriously go steal our recipes and take away from our market share. But if we have fans out there and they want to try it at home, then that power to you. We're happy to provide that for them.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we got it all. Come visit us if you can. And thank you so much. This was very nice.
All right, can we find you in any local bars in Sweden soon?
Yes, we're in Malmö mostly. Peace and Honey have our stuff on bottle right now. We pop up at times at Bishop's Arms, and you know, they're really good beer places.
Yeah, I think we found you at Beer Ditch actually.
Yeah, Beer Ditch is good as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, Karin, thank you for your time, and we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Malmö Beer and Whisky Festival, and this is going to be kind of a special kind of live interview.
A little bit different.
A little bit different.
We've been interviewing brewers so far.
Yeah.
But now we have a vendor.
Exactly.
And
we're here with Bryggvatiken.
Yeah.
And we are with
Jon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
right.
welcome on the show.
Thanks.
So tell us a little bit about your store.
Well, as you know, I have a brew shop in Sösdala.
Yep.
And every year we've done like a limited release T-shirt thing, and so the first year we started, 2015, we had a collaboration with an American designer from Memphis.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's my hometown.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I was born in Memphis.
Cool.
And I grew up in the South, in the Delta region.
Great. Well, he made those. Actually, I saw that poster online.
Right.
And so,
the poster says "Learn to Brew Home Day" or "Learn to Homebrew Day."
We'll
Memphis
take a picture
Botanical
of
Gardens, and we'll take a photo as well.
Yeah. We'll take a picture of it and post it on Instagram.
I saw it, and it really was all about what I thought homebrewing was all about. So I asked him if he could do something similar to my shop, and he did that one. He did in color, obviously, but I mean, it turned out very nice in black and white also. So that was the first thing I did with homebrew apparel the first year I had the shop. So the next year, last year, I asked the people that used to have Sugar Ditch, that turned into Beer Ditch, because they have a design bureau, and I asked them to do 2 more T-shirts, and they did those 2, a sugar skull and a hop cone that says "Brew This."
Yeah.
So this year I thought about, well, I've done it 2 years. Why not do it a third and make it into a thing? So I talked to Stina at Ice Cream Tattoo, one of the best tattoo artists there is in Sweden, and I asked her if she wanted to do something, and she came up with this. She wanted to do like a kind of a monogram, but with something that gives more like a beer homebrew feeling.
Yeah.
So it's like stylized hop cones and stuff like that.
So it's a 3 Swedish crowns. It says Carpe Cervesia, and then it's got a very hop cone from the 3 Swedish crowns.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's very, very Swedish in that.
It is. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. This is a side thing from what I do every day. I don't really. Being at a place like this, having like homebrew stuff here that doesn't really work out. I mean, people are not interested in that. So what I'm trying to do here is to get people that are interested in craft beer to get them more interested in also brewing their own beer.
Yeah.
So
it is really easy to do.
It is, yeah.
I mean, basically, like, if you want to start out brewing, all you need is a big pot.
Yeah.
And don't brew a lager the first time. You can brew something that ferments at room temperature.
I have a lot of customers that are just interested in craft beer. They want to do something that they've tasted at a brewery or a beer tasting or something like that. They come to me and they say, well, I want to brew an IPA, and I just give them the means to do it. And then they just come back and they want to brew more stuff. So basically, it's a great way into home brewing, just being interested in craft beer.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a kind of a yearly competition, right? Not a competition, but a yearly gathering of homebrewers.
Yeah. We have actually a homebrew club. It's been it's not been very active for a while, but that is actually what this T-shirt is all about. We call the homebrew club Homebrewers Hideout because it was supposed to be a place where you could get away from your everyday life and just meet other homebrewers and drink homebrew beer and just
share like experiences and knowledge with each other and all that.
So we're going to do more with that this year also, because last year was a bit we didn't do so much with it. So we're hoping that this year we'll go back to doing more of what we did at the start with the beer tastings and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that will turn out well.
Nice. So what are your plans for 2017 with the store? So it's getting the club up and running more.
The club, and also I want to get more stuff to the store that is not only for homebrewers but also for craft beer enthusiasts. There are a lot of things out there that can make your craft beer taste a lot better, and stuff that people want. They want to be able to make their own jockey boxes and kegerators and stuff like that. And I think there's not much homebrew shops that have actually done something about that. Most of them just sell stuff they get from wholesalers. I want to do something more. I want to solve problems that homebrewers and craft beer enthusiasts that they have. So that's what the shop is going to be about in 2017.
Nice. And where can we find you online?
Well, it's my web shop is brygbutiken.com.
Okay. It's a great URL. It's very easy to find.
Yeah. And of
you've
course,
got hops from, you have basically the whole assortment that you need.
Yeah. I've got 70 different kinds of varieties of hops, and if I don't have it in stock, I can get it most of the time. Of course, there are some varieties that are seasonal, but if you want it, I can get it, basically.
Nice. Good. Right. So it's all about getting the homebrew community up and running and giving that support that they need.
Yeah, for me, starting the shop was to solve problems that I had as a homebrewer. I wanted the stuff close by. I wanted it at a reasonable price. I wanted someone to be able to solve my problems. When I was as a homebrewer, when I was buying stuff at my local homebrew shop, I was asking do you have this kind of malt? Do you have that kind of hops? And they said, no, we don't have that. I would never do that. if I don't have it, I'll get it.
Yeah.
And if I can't get it, then I will of course say, well, I can't get it. But I would never say I won't do it, because I mean, having a homebrew shop is about solving the problems that a homebrewer has.
And who else is better to solve those problems than someone who's actually had those problems themselves?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, what I do, I try to learn from my customers also. I mean, if I have a customer that wants some kind of variety of hops or some kind of malt or something like that, I usually order what the customer wants and I double it up. So I get some in stock also, because you never know, someone else might have the same problem, and then I can solve their problem in an instant. So
yeah, nice. I really like your philosophy about the shop.
Yeah, and it's all about paying back. I mean, it's what I wanted as a home brewer, and I wanted to be that store that I wanted to go to when I was just a customer.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great thing. It's great that we have it in the south of Sweden now as well.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy that I have all of you customers that really are very interested and also interested in my shop and interested in getting more stuff that people want. So I mean, you customers, you're making my shop better. So I'm really happy about that also.
So what's been your favorite beer at the festival so far?
Oh, it's definitely Nerd Brewing's and it's Out of Bounds Imperial Stout.
Yeah, we just came from their
stand. It's awesome.
So holy shit!
Yeah. Have you tried the New England IPA?
What?
You tried the New England IPA?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you gotta try that, dude.
Here you go.
Yeah, well, here we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really good.
That's really
nice. It's really nice. Yeah. All right, is there anything else you want to add?
No, just great talking to you. And,
you too, man.
And again, the website is
Bryggbutikken.com. Bryggbutikken.com.
All right, check it out online, Bryggbutikken.com, for all your home brewing needs.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With Temple Brygghus. My name is Arvid and I'm the owner and head brewer.
All right.
So welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome to Temple. So tell us about Temple Brewery.
It's a fairly small brewery located in Uppsala, just north of Stockholm. Focusing pretty much only on sour beers at the moment. I've been in business since 2014. Just hired my first brewer and just built my first own brewery. So what you're drinking right now is, I think it's the fourth beer out of the new brewery.
Nice.
Okay. And this is the.
So what have we got in the glasses?
Yeah. So it's a new beer called Manu, and it's a mango sour, low ABV at 3.5. And it's not dry hop, but it's Simcoe only. And with mango puree in the secondary. So it's actually keg Tuesday, so it's super fresh and
it smells great.
And it's hitting the supermarkets in Sweden in maybe a week or so.
Nice. Okay. So we're gonna find it at the low ABV stores.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna be at the because we know Bottle Shop has a kind of a pop-up shop here, but are we gonna be able to find it in Bottle Shop in Stockholm?
Yeah, that's right. I dropped it actually off at the Bottle Shop on my way here, and they have a case here on the Bottle Shop stand here.
So you can actually buy it at the festival as well and bring home.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. And also it's hitting like the big supermarkets in a little over a few weeks, I think.
Nice.
That's nice.
Right. So let's have a bit of a taste on this.
Skål. Oh yeah, this is really super fruity.
Oh yeah.
Dry. I mean, really, really nice sour here. So what was the inspiration for this?
Actually, it's a bit embarrassing.
Even better.
Yeah, because this was the first beer we brewed in the brewery. And we had a new brew system, and we had a new malt mill, and we had new fermenters and new yeasts. So So we didn't actually know anything about how it was supposed to turn out. So when we brewed it, we aimed for about 5% and a full batch of 1,100 liters. And we turned up with 700 liters of 3.5 ABV. So we had a horrible mash efficiency of about below 50%. So this was basically a failed brew, but it turned out great. So
tastes delicious.
Yeah, it's a happy accident.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's the definition of a happy accident, I think.
Exactly. This is really, really nice.
Thank you.
And so you just started the new brewery, right?
Yeah, I started brewing in my new brewery.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
you shared a space with someone else, right?
Yeah, I shared the old place. Actually, I rented space in a brewery, but it turned out I brewed like 80% of the volume total produced in the house. And I kind of capped out on my production, so I had to build something new. So I spent the last 6 months pretty much building during daytime and brewing at night. And brewing full time, so full production. So it's been kind of hectic for the last 6 months. But now finally things are starting to clear up a bit.
Nice.
And I hired a brewer as well, so I have time to focus on more things than just the brewing right now, and that feels great.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you've actually had some high-profile collaborations recently, right?
Yeah, I did a beer with Tired Hands from Philadelphia. It was almost a year ago, and it was released only about a month ago, I think. And it turned out really good. It's one of the better beers that we've made, I think. It was a fun day as well.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So do you have other collaborations coming up?
Yeah, actually, I'm going straight from the festival to Denmark to brew Dry and Bitter this Monday.
Oh, nice.
This is going to be a great day as well. So we're doing a kind of funky beer. I'm not going to say anything more about it. I think it's going to be exciting.
Nice.
And I'm super psyched, so it's going to be a good time.
Good. Is there anything else that you want to share with us today?
Not more than the general note that I seem to notice an increase in the interest in sour beers, and I really love that. Sour beers are on the uprise, and that's a very good thing because sour beers are delicious in my opinion. And that's pretty much why I do what I do.
So what got you into sour beers?
I started drinking sour beers.
Oh, it's a good gateway.
Yeah, it is. Then I started brewing sour beers at home, and it was awful. And then I tried it a couple of more times, and on I think 5th or 7th try, it turned out okay. And then I did 10 or 15 more beers, and they started going from okay to good. And about the same time, I got tired of my work. I had a good work, but a bad workplace. So I had to switch jobs. So then I saw the opportunity to start a brewery, doing only sours, because almost no one else in Europe is doing that.
Yeah.
It's only a few breweries in Belgium and a couple in like Italy. I think someone in Spain as well, but it's not a lot. So I saw kind of a market niche. So that's pretty much why I'm here today.
Yeah, I mean, sour beers are amazing. I'm really glad to see someone really embracing it and trying to do more with that style. Cause, I mean, we both are huge fans of sours.
Yeah. So pretty much right now, all my focus goes into starting the production at the new brewery, and the next step is to get a barrel program started. But I don't really have neither the time or the money for that right now. So that's later.
Okay, but that's the goal for now.
That's the next goal.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy that always needs a project on the side. So I need something to work on beside the daily work to keep things interesting. So, but it's time and money, and right now I need that. So, in due time.
Definitely. So we can expect some more exciting stuff from Temple in the near future.
I think you can expect more things from Temple on the coming like 6 months or so. I've fivefolded my production capacity, and I actually didn't have time to brew any new beers this fall. So I have a couple of recipes that I would like to get out. So as soon as we have a place in the brewing schedule, we're gonna start brewing new stuff.
Yeah, nice.
So that's nice.
Good. Well, I've been enjoying getting out. I've had it a few times and really enjoy it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come out with next.
Thank you. It was super nice meeting you.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so where are we?
We are at Malmö Brewing. No, we're not. We're at Malmö Beer and Whiskey Festival.
Oh my God! Do we start over again?
I did the whole thing again.
You're an
I did
ass.
that thing again.
Right.
I know.
So where are we?
We are at Malmö Beer and Whiskey Festival, and we are with
Hillier Brewing.
And your name is
Michael
Nathorst.
Nathorst.
All right, one more time.
Michael Nathorst. Michael.
Michael. All right.
Michael.
Yeah. Michael. All right.
Like
got
Michael
it.
Jackson, but not Jackson.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay. So we are in a rarefied situation here. Sphere. We are in the best new brewer in Sweden. So
Yeah. I don't know why, but I say so.
yeah, you have been
Someone
voted that
say.
way.
Someone said.
Yeah.
Someone said.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Only ratebeer.com.
Yeah.
Not only the people that go to ratebeer.com. So it's quite a rarefied strata you're amongst. So you have officially ranked amongst like the Omnipolo and the McKellers and the Tools and the
Really good friends, man.
Do you see that? Do you see that smile forming on his face?
Like that is like his ears are about to break off because he's smiling so big. Oh my God.
So how does it feel?
Very good.
Humble as ever.
I just do beer that I like. I like to do beer that I like myself, but probably someone likes my beer. I don't know why.
You don't know why?
No.
Well, because you're making amazing beers.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Mathias, you're trying the Belgian. All right, you have the Belgian now in my hand.
Yeah, you got the Belgian
And you have the Nitro Stout.
Yeah.
Nitro Stout.
The double
And
nitro.
That double Nitro Stout is amazing. Hands down, probably the best stout we've had all night.
Thank you.
I mean, it is so amazingly good.
It's 1 year old. It's one keg from last year.
Yeah.
And last year was
Last
the
year.
best beer of the festival, right?
Yeah, and that's saved one keg for this year.
Yeah.
See what happens when 1 year old keg.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta tell you, I didn't have it last year, but this year, it's pretty goddamn amazing.
A little bit
fucking
smoother.
bomb.
Yeah.
9.1%, and it's double mashed, and a lot of
love.
All right. So, tell me, what was it like to win best new brewer in Sweden on Ray Beer?
I was my sofa for first time in like half a year, and I got a message from my phone. Oh, congratulations! And what? What was happening? Yeah, you best new brewery. What? Why? What happened? And I got from Magnus from Brewdog M2. I buy all the beers. What?
That's awesome.
Yeah, very awesome. Not deserved. I don't know why. I brew beer. I like beer. I like the beer I brew. That's
Apparently,
it's great beer.
The beer you like is the beer that a lot of other people like too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems so.
So it seems like you got a good thing going.
Yeah. I don't really like Berliner Weisse.
Yeah.
So I don't brew Berliner Weisse. But everyone else brew Berliner Weisse, but I don't. So
Okay.
I just do what I like.
But so you've been at Brewskival, you've been at CBC last year.
Yeah.
And when did you start your brewery?
Homebrew for like 5 years ago or something, and commercial for I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something.
Okay.
And just for fun, because my friend Torsten at
Runs Beer Ditch?
Beardage. Yeah, runs Beardage. We were homebrewer, me and Thorsten, a friend called Patrick, and he started Brewditch, Beardage. Also have a beer called Brewditch, Beardage. And I think maybe I can do my beer at home and deliver it to Beardage and see what people thinks in the real life, not just friends that like to drink my beer.
Well, it's working well for you. You're doing good stuff, man.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you see for the future? What does 2017 hold for you?
Right now, I'm brewing like 50 liters a time.
Yeah.
And it's not enough. So I have to brew more.
All right. And where can we find your beer?
Right now, I do a bigger batch in a French brewery in north of Skåne.
Okay.
So right now I got a lot of beer IPA. So it will come in Skåne and maybe Denmark, a couple of kegs, and Gothenburg, some kegs.
Okay. So in Malmö, where we're going to find you? And I guess
number one is Beardage.
Beardage, okay.
And Brewdog is also one. He just told me M2 I can like to have a lot of kegs.
That's great.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I will also have in Bishop Arms.
Okay.
A couple of kegs, and yeah.
All right. And so what's your next thing on tap? What can we get from you next?
What's the next big bash?
Yeah, what's the next big batch is I like to do a big batch of double nitro stout and have it on bourbon kegs or something. That's the next thing I would like to do.
All right.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to add?
Louise?
Anything else you want to add?
Nah.
No? All right, so where can we find you online or find more information about you somewhere?
I have a lot of work, and I work my normal work as a plumber. So this is just what I do in nighttime and weekends.
Okay.
That's why I'm brewing.
Okay. Well, man, you are doing it right because, oh my God, the Belgian and the stout we have are hands down amazing.
Yeah.
And I look forward to the other things you're going to be putting out this year and in the future. And if this is where you're starting and you're just getting going, I mean, you've only been going for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, you're still like a baby in the world.
Yeah.
So,
like a really huge man baby, but
yeah. But just on kilos. The bigger and better things.
I think growing slowly is my thing.
That seems to be the way to go. You need to start slowly, just know what you want to do, and then grow from there. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that's just quitting their day job and starting a brewery, and they have to sell everything. If it's good or bad, just sell it because I need the money.
Yeah.
I do my normal job. If it's not a good beer I brew, I dump it. Or else, if it's good, I'll sell it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's
well, it's really great, and you're doing wonderful things, and man, I look forward to trying more of your beers in the future.
Good.
Thank you for talking with us, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, nice.
And, enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So this was the Malmö Beer and Whiskey Festival. Big thanks to Glenn for giving us press passes, because I gotta say, oh my God, this has been an amazing fucking experience. I have had just the best time doing this.
And you were quite skeptical.
I was. Okay, the last time I went, it was at Slaghuset, and it was like literally elbow to asshole. There was no room to move. You were just crowded through these narrow freaking like hallways, and the beer options were like well, you want Spindrips or do you want Prips or the selection was not all that great, and it was, I think, much heavier on the whiskey side. But I got to be honest here, the beer side was huge, but the whiskey side was extremely impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like crazy. Like, okay, so it didn't feel like. What? Oh, Jesus! What are you doing, man? Stop! The microphone's on this side. You would think
really?
by now you'd noticed all the reviews of all the. Good Lord! All the recordings we've done, how I've held the phone the entire way.
Well, I'm not used to the charging cord being.
That is throwing you off. I understand that. But anyway, so it felt more like a distributor's expo and not something open to the public, because every booth was extremely catered to that brewery. It wasn't just like a series of small, like little pigeonholed booths where people just kind of had their 3 or 4 taps and they had to pour whatever they had. I mean, it was like people had full displays and extremely elaborate booths, and it was really, really impressive. And so to wrap up the night, we have a couple of beers. We have the
Barrel-Aged Perdition
from Temple, which we interviewed earlier.
And we've also got the Sour Cassis again, because that was a excellent beer.
Yeah. So what were some of the highlights of the night that you found?
Well, I mean, I gotta say, Imperial Stout-wise, we were really, really raving on about Nerd Brewing stuff. But when we tried the 1-year-old Nitro Stout from Hylia, I think we were both really agreeing on that was the best stout of the night.
Yeah. It's a really close call. I would say between the Hylia Nitro Stout 1-year-old and the pure
Index Out of Bounds.
Yeah, Index Out of Bounds, which was the ghost bottle that you had to kind of know to get. Both were phenomenal.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, just top class stouts. Really, really enjoyed those. Now you had 2 beers here, and we didn't get the chance to discuss them with you.
No. And I think that's totally fine, because I don't want to.
No. Yeah. But at a beer festival, how does it feel to have 2 beers at the festival?
Well, I mean, I'm super happy about it, and from what I was seeing on the boards, our Imperial Stout collaboration was actually doing really well. I think it was up on the at one point it was on the second spot of the best beer of the festival, and the Goza was at, I think, like the 8th spot of the festival. So I mean, I gotta take it as some sort of stamp of approval that we're doing something right, and I'm really appreciative about that. But I really don't know what to say about it, because it's. I mean,
okay. Well, as an outside observer, I would say that the fact that people were able to find the stout is kind of like proof of how good it was, because the stout was not with the beers, it was with the whiskeys.
Yeah.
Because it was part of a bar's
that is true.
A bar's
it was part of the since it was at the Bishop's Arms stand, it was part of the whiskey section of the festival.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see where you're going with this.
Yeah. So it wasn't part of the beer offer. So I mean, that kind of proves that people were searching it out, and when they did find it, they really, really liked it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Goza, which again, as we've talked about before, is not an easy style that people readily cling on to, because it's not like an IPA or it's not a stout or whatever.
Especially not this time of year.
Exactly. And it was part of the Klakkebakken booth, which was easily like in the main thoroughfare right by the front door. So it was one of the first places you hit. So much more traffic.
Yep.
And the fact that it was number 8, whereas the other one, which is much further to get to, was number 2 at one point. I mean, I don't know how everything shaked out at the end of the night, but
yeah, we're gonna have to look at what the end
we'll have to look at it at the end of tomorrow to see how everything shook out.
Yeah.
But I mean, both of them did really, really well. So kudos to you, man. That is pretty impressive.
Thank you.
Give me back my beer, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So we both agreed that the favorite stout was Helia
Nitro.
Helia Nitro.
Yeah.
What else?
With a really close Nerd Brewing Pure Index Out of Bounds.
Index Out of Bounds was really good.
Yeah.
I would say Nerd Brewing also had my second favorite beer of the night, or maybe my favorite beer of the night, which was their New England IPA.
The New England IPA was absolutely fantastic.
That was amazing, and we tried 3 or 4 at least.
Yeah, I mean, because to be honest, like we did come here with a bit of a, or at least I did. Like I came with a bit of a mission about trying a couple of different New England IPAs because I knew they would be at the festival. Mm-hmm. And we also got.
It is the new hotness right now.
It is. I mean, and we've been seeing that trend for like 6 months now going. We've also seen Opigårds doing the New England trend now, which is one of the bigger microbrewers in Sweden. And the really interesting thing was that we got Jamil's take on hazy beers as well for the interview we did with him. But I gotta say the Nerd Brewing New England IPA was really, really on point.
Yeah, it really embodied that kind of Trillium, Tired Hands, juicy, fruity, like just unctuous IPA, New England IPA that you want, where you just like a big juice bomb, which is what you're looking for from a New England IPA.
Yeah. And also the
Brew Bros.
Festival IPA, the Festival New England IPA from Brew Bros. Yeah. Miss IPA.
Yeah.
That was absolutely amazing as well.
Yeah, both
I gotta say it was really close
solid.
call between those two.
Yeah, but both were really, really solid.
Yeah.
I would say those were my favorites. Temple, who up and coming, I would say he's been kind of hit or miss in the past, but we're seeing he's really like coming into his own.
I think
really
the thing
hitting
that
a
was
stride,
really nice,
and the mango sour was really solid.
Mango sour was excellent.
Yeah,
and that's also what I really like about it is that just, I mean, as we said in that interview, we both enjoy sour beers a lot, and we both had the perception that Temple hasn't really been that great in the past.
Yeah.
But now that they've gotten their own brewery, and we tried, basically all the stuff we tried today was from their own brewery, and they're actually, just as you said like 2 minutes ago, they're really coming into their own, and they're producing really good sours now, which I'm really happy about because I really want the sour beer market to kind of kick off more.
Yeah,
over
there's
here.
so much potential over here to really expand in that area, and I think that the Temple is really one to watch for the future. I think they've got a lot of potential. I think they're going to be up there with Brickeriette and who didn't we see here? Brewski?
Brewski wasn't here.
Brewski wasn't here. Yeah. It's kind of surprising because they're such a big.
They're really big
part
player
of the Skåne Öresund region, so you would think they would have had a booth here, but yeah, they were not to be seen anywhere, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah.
So anything else that?
I don't think so.
No, I mean we tried a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean there was a lot of stuff we did not get to. So many breweries, and we missed some of the big distributor booths.
Yeah, we did.
Simply because we wanted to focus more on the individual breweries.
And I thought it was really great that we got a female brewer on the show as well.
Yeah. She was great.
Yeah.
And I hope that we can have her again on the show. I mean, there's a lot more conversations to be had there.
Yeah.
Especially with Nerd Brewing, they do really, really great stuff.
Yeah.
And I always look forward to anything they come out with. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what their future holds for them.
Oh yeah. All right.
So in the end,
basically our wrap up of Malmö Beer and Whiskey Friday.
So overall, how do you feel about the event?
Well, I mean, I was not here when it was at Slagthuset, so my first visit was last year, and it was quite similar last year, but it was a little bit more, I think the booths were a little bit closer together last year, so it was a little bit more crowded. Today was a little bit more, you had a bit more space between the booths, so it was really a lot nicer. Yeah, you could move around without
it did not feel crowded at all.
No, exactly.
I mean, there is a ton of people.
Yeah.
And they closed, and people have been filing out for the entire time we've been talking here, but for the last half an hour, people have been filing out of this place. Yeah. So it's actually been really, really well attended. From what I've been seeing, it looks really well attended. And tomorrow is probably going to be even busier.
Because it's a Saturday tomorrow. So.
But yeah, it's been, I would say, a really, really great event. However, I did not get the theme of low alcohol beers.
No, I think. Well, yeah, I probably have to agree with you there because the 3.5% bottle shop was on the
outside.
The outside, and it was kind of hidden away in a corner behind a wall.
Actually, we're recording. We're wrapping this up right next to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Only because it's quiet and away from everything else.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, it would have been nice to see that shop being like maybe next to the wardrobe, because the wardrobe section was huge.
Yeah. Well, you know what I would like to have seen? I would have liked to have seen like a theme being forced upon the brewers themselves. Like every brewer should have had a low alcohol beer. Like, all right, so next year,
and then that beer should have been available at the bottle shop.
Is like stouts.
Yeah.
So every brewer has to have at least one stout that they have to represent what that is, and then you have a real competition, you have a real like comparison amongst the different breweries, and like, all right, so what are you bringing to this game that's different from everyone else? When you've got 40 different brewers, participating, how are they going to interpret a style slightly different from everyone else?
Yep.
I think that's a real challenge, and I think it makes it a more interesting event. I think if the brewers to participate had been forced to say, all right, now you've got to do a low alcohol beer as part of your offer, how is that interpreted on the theme, And so I applaud the festival for going there and trying to represent that, but I don't feel that it necessarily got that across if you didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there.
Yeah.
But overall,
I'm not complaining. I'm still saying.
I mean,
it's
and this is only
event.
because we know that the theme was supposed to be 3.5% beers. But yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Like the theme could have been communicated a lot clearer.
Exactly. But man, it's been a great festival. I have had an amazing time.
Talked
to so many people.
Yeah.
And made just so many new friends.
We've had so many amazing beers.
Yeah. I have to say that next year we'll definitely be coming back.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll definitely be doing more interviews.
Yeah.
And the Malmö Öl och Whisky Festival is I did full Swedish there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you very much. Is a great event, and I really look forward to seeing what they're doing in the future.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. And
I hope the sound quality wasn't too bad during the interviews. But
honestly, I listened back to a couple of them, and overall, I think we're going to be okay.
All right, good.
Yep.
If we're not, we're going to do a summary episode where we're just going to
we'll do a master episode where we put all of the interviews together as one master episode, and then put that out as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks a lot for listening.
And and we'll be back to our normal episode
next week.
Next week.
So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Stitcher, iTunes.